Today we're going to cook beef stroganoff. Ready? Go. Okay, so the ingredients of David McCulloch's beef stroganoff. First, glass of wine. Important that you start with a good glass of wine. Right, the other ingredients. Come over here, quick. Mushrooms, steak, sirloin steak preferable, very tasty. A couple of onions if you're cooking for just two. Paprika, very important spice for this one. Gets blended with flour. Over here, normal cooking household flour. Also need to round out the sauce, you're going to need sour cream here. Also creme fraiche will do. Or you're going to need beef stew and of course beef stock, very good, thank you. And you're going to need some more wine. Okay, ready to go. Okay, right, what you do is you dice the beef into cubes about this big, about as big as your thumb, a bit bigger than that. Then you put flour into a large glass bowl. It's very important you get the measurements right. You need about this much flour. And then, again, measurements very important. Loads of paprika is what you need. And then you add the meat into the flour and paprika mix. Stir it up nicely, it gets all over your hands. And do that for a few minutes, adding more paprika if you wish.
Did you wash your hands when you came home?
Stop, of course I did. Okay, put some oil in a pan. Very important to use oil that's vegetable oil or canola oil or any other oil that you have in the cupboard. Now it gets nice and hot, you start dropping in the meat and sizzling that way, and I'll put the rest in and I'll come back and tell you what to do next. Alright, we've been browning for these for about 5 minutes now. Take a look at that colour, a little bit of redness in there. You don't want to cook this all the way through as it's going to cook a little bit more in a moment. When it's got like brown like this, just take it aside, put it in a casserole dish and just let it sit there while you carry on with the next ingredients. Next ingredients, you want to chop up your onions and your mushrooms, chuck them in the pan. Now mind your fingers, we don't want to go to the hospital. There you go, good quality knife, nice and sharp, and use the edge of your fingers for cutting, good technique. Okay, so the rest of the onions are going in with the mushrooms, and just get that simmering away until the onions have dissolved nicely. Just leave the lid on and leave it dissolve nicely and just... Alright William, calm down. Just leave that for about 5 minutes. You can forget about it and turn your attention to other things. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing bringing toys into the kitchen? This is a place of work, not a playground. Right, so after about 10 minutes, the onions and the mushrooms have got nice and soft. A little bit of red wine in there helps them go along. When they start looking like this and the onions have dissolved a bit, you can get the beef back and just chuck it in there and stir it all up, and then you can forget about it again for about another 5 minutes or so, which in the meantime you put the kettle on, voila, to make some beef stock, which will go into here in a moment, as well as the sour cream. And don't forget to put some water on for the rice. Okay, now look at this. Doesn't that look lovely? You have to keep moving it around because the flour on the meat can stick to the bottom of the pan a bit. Anyway, around about now, we put in our beef stock, which we've just made a few moments earlier. Blue Peter starter. Chuck it all in at once. Just mix it up and get it going, and as you'll see from behind here, we've got the what have we got on, Emma? The rice, the water is on, bit more red wine, never goes amiss, and then just turn it down to a low heat, because now we're getting into the simmer stage, and we'll just let that on a low heat, and in a few minutes time we're going to put in the sour cream. That's my lovely assistant Emma. Emma, what's the secret to making good, nice fluffy rice?
Follow the instructions.
Follow the instructions. Excellent. And where can you find the instructions?
On the back of the rice packet.
On the back of the rice packet. There you go. Okay, so we've got about 10 minutes till the rice is done. So this is the point where you put your nice creme fraiche in there. So just blob it in. About half a tub of creme fraiche. And this is, I don't know how many ounces that is. Only about half a tub. And chuck that in, stir it in.
David, what have you always got to remember before serving dinner?
Heat up the plates, Emma. Which you can do in a variety of ways, but I like to use the water that's already boiled and just sit it in a nice deep bowl plate for a few minutes, and we're about 5 minutes away from eating now. Right, so have a look at this. Doesn't that look delicious and smell delicious? Lovely stuff, that's ready to go. If your sauce is a bit runny, You can use some of the leftover flour and paprika mix that we had earlier on, but that looks just about right to me. The rice is done. Look at that, lovely and fluffy, just like it said on the packet.
And why is it lovely and fluffy?
Because not too much water. That's the key to good rice. If you put too much water, it sort of drowns it.
What's the key to good rice again?
Reading the packet on the instructions on the packet. And serve over the bed of rice. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious?
Yum.
Mm, 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 mm.